What is going on, you guys? This is Erica's for the win, and this is how to beat Eos, the god of unity. This was the first big challenge that I faced in Eldest Souls. I feel like this boss right here could potentially give you guys just as much trouble as it did for me. So I wanted to give you some tips on how I approached this boss and how I was able to be successful. So you notice that you do have the ice and you have the fire. Ice is your friend, and it's pretty much going to be your friend through the entire fight. So we're going to start with the first phase. You can see that we're essentially having to work through 2 health bars. And we're going to do this until the red one has completely emptied. And what it is the blue health bar has to get down first, and then it goes on to the red health bar for an amount of time, and then it goes back to the blue one and repeats the cycle. So it can feel overwhelming. Try not to think about it. Just think of it like you're breaking off some armor, right? To get to the core damage. So in the first phase, or technically I guess half phase, because we're bringing down the blue bar first, you're gonna wanna avoid fire at all costs. The boss does this move where it gets in the middle of the map, the area, and spreads fire in the middle of it. Depending on your position, it might be a little off-centered, and that can get you in trouble. But for the most part, you can avoid it just by getting to the outside of this area. Just dodge away, do what you gotta do, get to the outside, avoid it. And you wanna keep moving around the perimeter because he's probably gonna come at you with another fire move where he just shoots fire at you, or he's gonna come in with his ice moves. The ice moves are your friend, of course, because it will get rid of the fire that was left behind from the prior attacks. Think of it as offsetting, right? If there's fire, then the ice offsets it. If there's ice, then the fire offsets it. So you want to wait for those ice attacks. That way you're able to maneuver around the area again. Sometimes he does this attack where it kind of reminds you of God of War. It reminds me of the the actual logo for God of War. So when that happens, it's easy to kind of move around it, but I do recommend dodging through it if you do have a dodge available. It makes it easier. Those are pretty easy to avoid, and I love this move from him because it eliminates all the fire on the area. So it gives you room to go ahead and use your charge attack it as much as you can, and maybe possibly get your health back if you need it. It also does this move where these 2 circled ice cubes come out and then it shoots rays of ice at you. You just gotta dodge that as it lines up. Make sure it doesn't line up on you. Get out of the way, and then you can get to the side of it and put in more attacks there. I like that move a lot because it's easy to counter, it's easy to dodge through, and then you're able to go ahead and get in your attacks. You want to get this blue meter down, of course, because then it's going to enter this somewhat of a second phase where you have fire and ice, right? Sometimes the fire will go in the middle and it creates this fire beam that will rotate around you. You're going to have to dodge through that. If you happen to get the ice in the middle, it's better because you can kind of sit there and attack it a lot. And then you got to be prepared though, because there is some blue kind of frost that starts to develop around it. If you can dodge through that as it goes by, you can get back in the middle, keep putting in hits, and then all you really have to worry about is dodging through the fire. And those come kind of rapidly, but you're able to dodge it pretty freely and go ahead and get your dodges back. And because you're probably doing perfect dodges, you're able to get your stamina back quicker. Right here is where you're gonna really do your best to put in as much damage as you can. It's the biggest opening for you to go ahead and do that. And then you will get back to the blue bar. Here we are again, right? It feels kind of long. It's like, damn, there's so many health bars. But just think of it as, okay, that was the first phase. It was the blue and red. Now we're on to second phase, right? But really this second phase, when he comes back after losing some of the red bar, it's pretty much the same thing. Right now you're going to be seeing that he's doing the same moves, so you're going to want to do the same thing. You're going to dodge through those God of War rings, dodge through there, and then of course you have the fire attacks that you're going to dodge, get right behind, hit them right there, and then if there's a fire in the middle again, get to the outside, circle around, wait for that ice to come back to clear the field, and then get in more damage. When there's so much fire on the area, you want to just move around and wait for that ice to clear it, because if you're going to try and charge attack through it, and you're gonna try and maneuver, you're probably gonna get hit more times than not, and you're just gonna get in trouble. So play it safe, be patient. I know it can feel like a long time, but just be patient with it. That's what I did, and I felt like I was able to make better decisions that way. And then of course, you know, keep my stamina ready for when I really needed it. And then of course, when you get that blue meter down, you're gonna get back into this other phase where it's gonna be the opposite now. So if you had the fire go into the middle and do the fire beams, now you're gonna have the ice. And like I said before, this is the one, man, you wanna take advantage of that. If it's the fire, I would say just survive it, because it's kind of difficult to try and maneuver and try and get hits on the ice one. If you can do it, do it. But I would recommend just surviving it. But if you do get that ice in the middle, that's when you want to get in the middle and just go in and put a lot of damage on the boss. Then you're going to get to the third phase, right? You got through the second health bars, now you're on to the third. And he's doing the same things. You just got to survive it, get through, be patient, work around, dodge when you got to, use that charge attack. If you have any L2 attacks, or the B attack, use them when you can. You want to just get that blue bar down as quickly as possible, but at the same time, be patient if there's a lot of fire. And these phases are going to repeat, depending on how much damage you've done to the boss already. If there's not enough damage done yet, you're going to go through these cycles repeatedly. So that's why it's so important that when you do get the chance to just put in as much damage as possible, because you want to have less and less of these phases, that way you can get it done quicker. But when you do manage to get that health down and you're kind of at the end of it, you think it's over, like, oh, it's just going to end the phase like normal. Not exactly. That doesn't really happen. You would think once the red bar is done, it would be over, but they actually throw in the blue bar to end this whole thing. So you got to get through that last blue bar at the end. Just take advantage of any moment you have to attack them and go in. I mean, like how I'm doing in the video. You just gotta use your special attacks, use your charge attack, everything you got, and just let it all out. Let out all the frustration and get it done. Of course, you're gonna have to maneuver a little bit. They're gonna be throwing things at you. I know it's hard, but still, you gotta be patient in certain moments because you could get caught up. But man, if you get the opportunity, let them have it. And that's pretty much my tips for this boss fight, you guys. Let me know if it helps. Tell me in the comment section, and good luck. You got this. Until my next video, you guys, take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.